Hi guys, this is going to be a looting session explaining my looting strategy. So let me briefly explain the main purpose of this strategy. It is to be able to loot whenever you want and for as long as you wish. So for example, if you have a 3-minute break, you can go for a quick raid attack. If you have an hour for looting, you can loot non-stop for an hour, 2 hours, whatever you want. So let me explain the troop composition I have. So the basic idea is for the troop composition to be really sustainable and that it can survive some losses. So I have all the main troops at least doubled, so the healing card are really essential for my army, so I have 2 of them. It is really unlikely that you're gonna lose both of them. The cannons, you need some of them, not so many, not few, and also they can die sometime. They do. So I have 4. I rarely lose more than 2 of them, and it still will not stop me from raiding. I have 4 raiders. I will talk about this a bit later, and the rest are shooters. So let me show how it works. And so while I'm looking for an opponent, I will try to explain you the criteria I use to select base to attack. So the first and the main criteria is the amount of loot. So if I see less than 200k total, I just skip it. So this base has quite enough loot, so I'm gonna take it, and I'm gonna start from here, deploying my troops using 2 fingers actually. Oh, all the defenders are here, but they're gonna die really fast. So I'm deploying everything and rally straight to the catapult because it's the most dangerous building on the whole base. So the second point when evaluating a base to attack is the defensive buildings, of course. I would say I don't take challenges when I'm raiding. So I leave challenges for wars, and if I see mortars on the base, I basically skip it. If I see like 3 catapults level 3, I basically skip it. This was a kind of rally. I don't like my troops to be spread apart because my healing cards are not that effective in that case. And actually it takes longer to destroy towers and catapults and everything. So I prefer my troops to stay together. And one important thing about rallying troops is to rally at such a point that the next rally, you should always think about the next rally. And that was, you can see, as effectively I destroyed the catapult. So if I, for example, rallied somewhere here, I would not have enough time before the next rally to make it in time before the catapult starts firing at me. So that is one thing that you should also keep in mind. Probably my explanation now becomes a bit messy. So that is because something is happening on the battlefield. But now this is an easy cleanup, and I will talk a bit more about evaluating a base for attack. So if there are 3 like catapults of level 3, I basically skip it as well. If there are many towers well upgraded, I will also skip this base. But all the rest is really not important for me. So the only things that are dangerous for my troop composition are catapults and towers, because the catapults can really take out a lot of my troops, and the towers, they basically take out one by one, mostly shooters, because they either run to kill some defensive guys or just stay in the range of the tower or something. So that is how I basically evaluate base. So here is a very simple base. Really, I love these bases. So I'm gonna place my troops here and we'll simply destroy everything in a blink of an eye. So what else to say about evaluating a base? I will tell you something about raiders. So for example, there are bases, and I really seen quite some of such bases where there are good defense, a lot of maybe well upgraded defensive buildings, or defensive buildings that are located not really comfortable for me to destroy them. So for example, if a catapult surrounded by towers, it is not really good because rallying the catapult will probably put my troops in the range of the towers, so I don't really like that. So probably I don't like to attack a base, but for example, the buildings that are important for me, the buildings that contains resources, they are outside of the base. As you can see, I didn't lose a single unit. And as also you may noticed, I didn't wait for them to destroy everything. I just don't need these buildings to be destroyed. And first of all, because they are of no value for me, and second, because I will get more medals in destroying these buildings, and I don't really want to grow high medals. I want to control this process. So here, as you can see, another easy base, but I want to spawn my cannons first so that they destroy this catapult, and then I will deploy all the rest of the troops and even rally this tower, because I will have enough time before I will need to rally the next important target, which is this catapult. So speaking about that kind of bases, when there are good defensive buildings but the resource buildings are outside of the base, I can use my raiders then to destroy these resource buildings without the necessity of destroying all the defensive buildings. And this is actually how I control the amount of medals as well. So destroying such a base would like give me some medals, but only deploying one or maybe two raiders will give me the resources, but will drop medals as well. I hope I will meet such base and will show you how it works. Another alternative for this would be to use infantry guys, and I actually would add infantry guys to this troop composition when I will have additional 5 troop space, but not now. I prefer raiders, for they destroy resource building faster and they have a better moving speed. And this moving speed allows you not only to destroy resource buildings that are placed at the outside part of the base, but also to probably rally inside the base and destroy a few resource buildings there, which sometimes really a good opportunity. So describing a little bit what I'm doing inside the battle, I'm trying to find the best way to start, the best place to start. Oh, that is absolutely amazing base. Actually, I've never seen a base like this before. No defensive buildings at all. That is really wonderful. So I'm gonna place like just everything. No, there are a couple of defensive buildings. And actually, I placed my troops there, which is not so good. But okay, I'm gonna use Raleigh. But really the base is very easy, and that is why I like to keep my medals count really low. So I prefer to stay somewhere in between 300 and 500 medals. That allows me to just destroy these bases like this. And once again, I've destroyed all the resource buildings, all the defensive buildings, which is really important. Using this, you have to be really careful not pressing this end battle button too early, only after you're absolutely sure that you destroyed all the defensive buildings, because otherwise you're gonna lose all your troops just for, I don't know. Especially be careful when there are buildings that are not completed. So some buildings under construction, you don't really know what is it. So be really careful with that. But that, I would not recommend actually this if you're not absolutely sure what you're doing and why. It is not recommended to do this, but it can like prevent you from growing medals very fast. So this base is not really good, but something okay. There are two catapults, but I'm going to be able to destroy one really fast, and I will have enough time before my troops will approach the second one, so I will be able to use the second rally to destroy it. So that is another part of base assessment. So if two catapults are close to each other, this is a point against attacking a base. As you can see, my cannons are pretty tough to survive several shots, and so now you can see my troops are inside the range of the catapult, but okay, fine, but I lost a cannon. Okay, that was a close one, but I lost a cannon. But the thing is, I don't really care. So my troop composition allows me to attack non-stop. As you probably noticed, I have only 2 barracks. I have no training lessons. I have nothing. And I only press retrain button and instantly go for another battle. This is because my troop composition is somewhat excessive for the bases I choose for attacking. And this is the key. I choose bases. As you can see, I didn't skip even many bases. Yeah, I probably skipped 1 or 2, I don't really remember, but I don't skip like, I don't know, 80% of the bases. I can't afford to attack a lot of bases. In this medal range, really a lot of bases I can destroy without 1 cannon, probably without 2 cannons, without 1 healing card probably, and losing shooters is just nothing at all. And the building time of shooters is so few, and so for example, probably not the perfect example. Okay, no, not a good example for a medal dropping attack. But for example, if there were, say, the opposite amount of food and gold, so 180k food and 100k gold, I would not attack this base for the complete destruction. I will only place 1 or maybe 2 raiders here where the farms are located, and they will destroy probably like maybe 5 out of these 7 farms before they get killed, and I will lose 28 medals, which is really good. We'll get a lot of loot, so 5 out of 7, if there were 180k, it's something like 150 given the British loot bonus. So that's quite a good loot and drop medals, and it will only take me like, I don't know, maybe 15-20 seconds, which is really important, because it's all about how much time do you spend looting, how much time does it take you to get some amount of resources. And these attacks, they allow you not to waste time, like for example dropping I don't know, some infantry guy at every base you meet. Yes, you will lose more medals this way, but you will basically waste time doing this. With these riders, you can balance your medal count by attacking a base, still taking quite a lot of loots. I really had attacks where I get like 400k both food and gold in such a medal dropping attack. And still you can balance the medal count and still get the good loot. So as you can see, I'm doing pretty well. I've lost only one shooter last attack, and so I'm still rebuilding some of them. So yeah, the cannon rebuild time is quite annoying, but that's okay, that still doesn't stop me. I can still attack some bases, and probably a lot of bases. And here is well, almost, I would say, perfect example of medal dropping attack. So I'm gonna place my raider there and rally it. Damn it, that was a shot of ballista tower. Well, that was something I was afraid of, but okay, I tried. The idea was to place it there in that dark green spot near the catapult, hopefully outside of the range of the catapult, ballista tower, sorry, and to rally him to the farms, and they will probably be able to take out maybe all of them before some defenders will reach him, and it will give me somewhere around maybe 150 or even 200k of food. So as I said, if I see mortars, I basically just keep the base. Not that it was really tough base or something, but I just don't wanna take this. Well, as you can see, another quite tough bases. If the food was not in the mills, I would probably go for a one raider attack from here. It will be able probably to destroy a few farms, and given the amount of sorry, should have pressed next, but okay. So these kind of bases, if the loot is not in the farms and mills, they're really good for the kind of, I call it, one raider attack. Hopefully I will be able to show you a successful one raider attack. And here is another base that is quite easy one, but the thing is, I need to choose how to approach it, because it has 3 potentially dangerous buildings in a row and all close to each other, and I have to think how to approach them. Okay, I'm gonna start from a safe place here, and we'll then figure out how to take out all of these. So a lot of defenders spawning, but that doesn't bother me. My troops are spreading apart, and so I'm using this gathering rally, I would say. I have a lot of time before I will need to rally to those dangerous buildings. I will try to approach from somewhere here where the town center is located, because this catapult is of absolutely no danger for me. It will do so few damage, I will not even notice that. With 2 healing cards, it's just nothing. So I will just wait while my troops are gonna destroy it, and then when I will be close to these buildings, hopefully they will also survive the fire of the stronghold. It is of a low level and it will fall pretty fast, like this, and then I will be able to rally the last catapult like this. So that was an easy one. So I only need to take out this table and I can finish this. Only one shooter lost. Pretty easy one. I didn't actually notice how much food and gold I had in the beginning of the session. I believe I've been looting for something like maybe 20 minutes or something. I have enough food for this research. So let me claim this victory chest. Okay. I'll try to show you this one radar attack probably. I will skip some bases just to show you the base that are really suitable for such attacks. So here the farms are perfectly located, but you cannot reach them easily. So next one. Now I deliberately search for such a base, but usually I just use it when I face a base that suits perfectly for such an attack, and that just happens sometimes. You just don't want to, for example, attack the base for complete destruction, but you have these riders with you, and you can just, for example, here is a very good location, really good, but the loot is just not enough, so I'm just gonna skip it once again. And that is, you just don't need to have two troop compositions, one for metal dropping, one for metal raising and destroying the bases. You just have the very same composition, and it serves all the purposes. Another thing I would like to mention is that I started using that troop composition, the same troop composition with the same idea, in the Gunpowder Age. And for Gunpowder Age you have less troop capacity, and I would say you need 2 healing cards just because they're very essential, 3 bombards, 2 or 3 raiders, and the rest are shooters. So you basically need somewhere around 30 shooters. That is usually enough to take out a base, to destroy the base completely. If it's not enough, you feel like it's not enough, you just should search for easier bases. Well, it takes quite some time skipping the base to find a good one to show you one radar attack. But I really want to show it because it just happens. Not a good one once again. A lot of bases that I would usually just attack, destroying it completely. So if you are not able to destroy the base with a reduced amount of shooters, it just means that you're picking probably too challenging bases. You should use to press this next button. It's absolutely okay. Absolutely okay. So losing like how many? Probably 5 seconds. You can just find a base that is very easy. You've seen a base like with 1 tower, I don't know, maybe level 3 tower and level 2 carries on it, and like 400k loot. That was amazing. And you really meet such bases from time to time. You just don't need to hesitate to press this next button. It's okay. Yeah, now I'm pressing it way too often because I'm searching for a particular base layout, which is not that common. Yes, it happens, but it is not that common. And if I told about the reduced troop amount, I will also say that when I'll get 5 more troop space, I will add infantry guys, because I prefer raiders over infantry, as I explained, but sometimes there are bases with a real good loot stored in farms, a lot of food, for example, stored in farms, or maybe even some caravans running around, but they are spread around. You cannot just go and take it. And so here is a base, which I'm gonna use to show you one raider attack. So here I'm placing one raider, and he's gonna take out at least 3 farms out of a lot of them probably, but 2 of them are upgrading. So now he's gonna just die. I'm gonna just end this battle because I will not get anything more. But you can see one raider attack, how many? 15 seconds probably, and 100,000 food, which is really good, I think. And it really happens sometimes. You just may not see a lot of bases during this session, but actually I would say 1 in 10 bases are like this, where you can really use this one raider tactic. And by the way, my cannon is almost ready, all the shooters are retrained, so everything's fine. I can continue like this forever, really forever. And all of these was with one barrack is being upgraded, no training blade and nothing. So I started this from the gunpowder age with less troop capacity, obviously less challenging bases I faced. So that's it. Ask any questions if you have it. So that was it. Bye.